Hey all, this is Anjali and this is my third lecture for matrices where we are going to discuss transpose of a matrix. Now before writing the program, you should be very clear with what transpose of a matrix is. When we are given a matrix of any size, let's say R by C, I have to interchange the number of rows and columns. My first row should become first column, my second row should become second column. That is said to be transpose of a matrix, that is interchanging rows into columns and columns into rows. We have taken an example here to explain the concept. Like if my original matrix is of size 3 by 4, so that means I have 3 rows and 4 columns. You can see this is the first row, second row and third row. And its transpose would be a 4 by 3 matrix, that is 4 rows and 3 columns. The first row, which you can see over here in pink color, that becomes the first column of the transposed matrix. The second row over here becomes the second column out here. The third row of the original matrix becomes the third column of the resultant matrix. So this is transpose. Now it comes, how are you going to solve it through a C program or C++ or Java program? As we have seen, we process a matrix with the help of a loop. The outer loop works for number of rows and the inner one works for number of columns. First of all, we're going to interchange that loop counter. Like if the first one is working for R and second is for C, we'll make the first one to work for C times and the second one to work for R times. Then consider the positions. This is A00. Okay, this is A00. The second element over here is A10 and this one is A01. Then it is A20 and this is A02. That shows that we have to interchange the variable at indices also. If earlier we were using Aij, now we should use Aji for that purpose. Another option is that you use J in the outer loop and you use I in the inner loop. Now let's see how we code for it. So this is the program to find transpose of a matrix. We are just printing the transpose on the screen, not storing it anywhere. So how does it work? You take a matrix of size R by C. You ask the user how many rows and columns are there. The maximum size is 10, 10. Then we ask the matrix elements. They are stored in the matrix A. Now I have printed the original matrix. For that, the loop starts from 0, goes up to R, then J is 0, goes up to C, and we are printing Aij. So if it's a 2 by 3 matrix, it will print A00, 01, 02. Then this becomes false, I becomes 1, it will print A10, A11, A12. That's for a 2 by 3 matrix. But now when it comes to transpose, the outer loop will work for C times. Like for the 2 by 3 example, this will work for 3 times and the inner loop will work for 2 times. Means whatever will be printed on the screen will not be a 2 by 3 matrix, rather it will be a 3 by 2 matrix. Then how does it work? A is 0, J is 0, fine, it prints A00 at the first place. Then J becomes 1. 1 less than 2 is true, so it prints A10 as the second element of the first row. So A10 is usually your element of the second column, but now it will be printed in the first row as second element. Then J less than 2 is false because R is 2. So we go out over here, I becomes 1, J again becomes 0. So this time in the second row, it's going to print A01. Then it becomes 1, so it prints A11. Then I becomes 2, J becomes 0. Then in the third row, it prints A02 and then A12. So that is how we get the transpose of a matrix. So we are interchanging the size of the matrix and the index where the values are being printed. So if my matrix is of size 2 by 3, that is 2 rows, 3 columns only. So original matrix is 7, 8, 9 on the first row, and in the resultant matrix it becomes the first column. Then 4, 5, 6 are on the second row, that becomes the second column of the resultant matrix. If we need to show the positions along with it, like I just want that it should show the position, that at which position your element is. So I just need to print the values of I and j with my actual value. So I print ij. Same way For the transpose, if I want to print that, and here I will print JR. Now it will be it will be clear in a better way to you. Like if I have 2 by 3 and I enter these elements, you can see 3 is at 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, and over here 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2 comes as first column. And similarly, the positions of the second row, that is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, comes in the second column. So that's how we get the transpose. I hope the concept is clear. In case still you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section and I'll get back to you. And if you think the video is useful to you to understand the concept of transpose, do like the video and share with your maximum friends so that they can also get to know about matrices. And in case you have yet not subscribed the channel, do it today, right now. Thank you.